No, Butters. Butters runs away from my camera. You don't want to be on the film. It's very hard. We can set it down like this. We can set it like that. Okay, Butters? Maybe it'll balance. It might fall. But balancing and stabilizing has a lot to do with canine behaviorism, and I'm going to go through a few things today with Buttermilk here in regards to the Lorne video and in regards to other things that a lot of people do not understand about canine behaviorism. Now, if you observe this dog, as she's rolling on me, most people think, this is cute. She's trying to get me to play. This is a nervous behavior. She is showing me submission. She's tense. She's nervous. This isn't cute. It should not be rewarded. She should not be touched. She has anxiety. She doesn't like that I have the camera on. She doesn't like that I'm doing something different than I normally do. That behavior that people normally find cute, it's not cute. It's a high level of anxiety. She doesn't like the camera. She's never liked the camera since I've had her. She doesn't like to be filmed. And now the behavior started. When I turned the camera on, she came. You might think it's cute. Oh, that dog likes you. That dog wants to play with you. That dog essentially is thinking, I don't want this person to hurt me. I don't want this person to kill me. Now that's an extreme opposite end of where I'm going with this. Come here, Butters. Come here. Come back. Now watch how she moved away from me. She moved far away from the camera as she could. Her eyes are not facing it. That was causing her nervous anxiety. Her rolling and play behavior as it was that you saw shouldn't been rewarded. And a lot of people engage that behavior with dogs, and it will create a more submissive dog, which essentially is why we domesticated wolves in the first place. Domesticated dogs are basically humans. They're our slaves. That's why we made them. Now, all Buttermilk, she's trapped in the middle of all of this. She's not a wild dog. She's not even a feral dog. I mean, she might be. She was another sign of anxiety. See how she's always on the alert. She always feels like she has a job to do because she's indebted to mankind through the domestication process. Now, if you want to think, theories are out there from when the first wolf was, domesticated. There was no finite point. But it was in Victorian times that we started making these dog breeds to do specific work for us in such a compacted and a constrained way that instead of, let's say if we take like a Bedouins, now they might have taken their native herding breed and been using them for centuries before that in a more broader sense. But then you come back to now Victorian times, and they want something very specific. They want a rat terrier to get a rat out of a hole. They're breeding it down to such a finite point, and then you're getting the inbreeding, the problems, and you're getting this constant state of anxiety because your dog feels like he always has to work for you. Now, I do not think that's right. What can you do about it? Is it abuse to have a dog as a pet? They're really got a raw deal in the whole thing, period. They had a raw deal. There's just no doubt about it. It wasn't right that they were ever taken out of the wild in the first place. They're here now, and all we can do is make them as comfortable as they can be. But unfortunately, most dogs that I see are not comfortable because people are only valuing themselves. Sorry, I will say that over again. They are only valuing themselves. They are unable to look past their own human way of thinking. Okay? They're thinking only as themselves. So when you put a cute costume on a dog, it's so cute, the dog is getting excited, it's getting excited, and you think, oh, it must like it. You just want it to like it. The dog is likely very anxious and probably doesn't want to be wearing it. Now, if he does want to be wearing it, it is only to serve and please you, to get a reward. Now, that reward is dopamine release from their brain, which is the difference between wolves and dogs. Now, if we talk about Lorne, who is a wolf, now, when I say that he's not a pet, I mean that if you were to pet him, he would not have a dopamine response in his brain, and that's our pleasure center. He does not receive a reward from it. He does not. He can enjoy it, but that very, 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 it's not there. The neural network is not there. That's why he is wild animal. That's what separates wolves from dogs, essentially. When I pet Buttermilk, she is actually releasing dopamine, is actually feeling a connection with me. That's not to say that you cannot connect with a wild animal, but you cannot connect with a wild animal as a pet, because you cannot pet a wild animal, because they aren't pets, and petting them is not doing the same thing. I hope that makes a little bit more sense. Do you understand what I'm saying? When I pet Buttermilk, now this is generations and generations of breeding, okay? She is getting a dopamine release from that in her brain, which just makes her feel, it's comforting her. It makes her feel good. She looks a little more relaxed now. Tail wagging, she got nervous when I turned to look at her because she was expecting that I was going to ask her to do something. Because again, she's a dog, and all dogs work for us. That's why we have dogs. They work for us. If you don't have a ranch, I'm not thinking those terms, but they just work for us to be our friends, our companions. You're literally kind of buying a friend for yourself. Or they could work, in other ways. They might keep your property safe from coyotes. They could protect your family. And these dogs do feel proud. I mean, of course, there's no black and white. They like what they're doing, but they only like what they're doing because we forced them to like what they were doing. Buttermilk? It's okay. Come here. No. So when your dog approaches you in a state of expectation, it might look cute, and you can pet and reward it, but a lot of times it's better to just put your hand on your dog. Just be calm. Just calm energy. And when the dog does not expect anything from you, you're not expecting anything from the dog. This is more of what a relationship would be. Now, of course, there's other cases. The Buttermilk, go get your caterpillar. Get your caterpillar. Want to play? Come bring back. Get your caterpillar. Okay, now she's got her caterpillar. Now she could be initially may want to play. Now why is she initially wanting to play? Well, she thinks it's going to please me. Now, wolves. Do wolves play with each other with toys in the wild? Well, of course not. There's been cases where wild animals have been seen with toys playing with each other, but all playing in wild animals for the most part is due to learning hunting techniques, how to kill. Playing beyond adolescency in a domesticated animal is very unique to a domesticated animal. It's not normal. In a sense, domesticated animals are trapped in infancy. They're children, especially if you neuter your dog. Yes, especially if you're neutering under a year old, you've literally cut off the hormonal supply to your dog. That doesn't just affect the reproductive systems, which I don't know why you're having an animal if you don't want the whole animal. If you don't want the part of your reproductive system, if you can't handle that in the dog, I don't think you should have the dog. But if you're going to neuter and spay your dog, there's a lot of reasons that there could, real reasons you could want to do that. If you're not waiting till they're over a year old, I don't know what you're thinking, because they need that. It goes to their brain, and you're literally mentally stunting the growth of your animal. Yeah, Butters. So, what happens when you cut that hormonal reproduction from that away, when you neuter an animal? Well, it gets redirected. It doesn't just go away in the body. It doesn't just go away. It's redirected throughout the system. In larger breed dogs, that can cause a huge problem. It will go to their bones and cause bone growth deformities. You'll see in a lot of large breed dogs. This doesn't just apply to dogs either. I'll use camels as an example because I'm familiar with them. Bull camels are very, very dangerous. It's very highly recommended. Butters. Hut. Ah. Hut. Ah. No, ha. Sorry, ha. Ha. I use ha and ah. All the animals are trained ha and ah for right and left. But, I've lost what I was trying to say about hers. The bull camels are very dangerous, basically. In America, people neuter them very, very, very young because they don't want to deal with it. Well, this is an animal that lives 45 years, and they're huge. And what they're doing is they're basically just killing and hurting their camel. Don't get a camel if you're not going to wait until it's over a year and a half old at least. They have to go through at least one rut. If you're not going to let your camel go through at least one rut, don't get a camel. If you're going to neuter a 6 to 8 week old puppy, and humane society, I'm talking about you too. If you're going to do that to a puppy, you have no business working with animals. You're literally taking parts out of an animal because you're worried about a population over control of a planet that you stole from the dogs in the first place, and you're worried about them inconveniencing you, so you're taking more away from them. It's not right. I may end this here. I was going to touch on Lorne, but kind of went off tangent. You may have heard from I've been sick. I meningitis and encephalitis. Trying to take it easy. The attack video with Lorne, that was a very, very long time ago. I was thinking a long time whether to post that. I am fine. Thank you for asking. Like I said in the description, we were playing that evening, but I'm going to do a separate video on that because it's gotten too long. Butters just happened to be here, and I just wanted to talk a little about just little things that I don't think people notice. And if you like this video, let me know, and I can do other ones like this, because I really only care about education. And a lot of people, I've just spent a lot of my time alone and just watching and observing just every little motion and vibration you touch. When you cross a line of sight, a line of shadow, everything affects everything else. I've had a lot of time in my life to watch that, and I feel like I can teach a lot about that, and that's why I have this channel, why I do what I do. So if you like this video, let me know, and I can do other ones like this. I'm sure a lot of people aren't going to understand what I'm saying. I will keep trying to find better ways to explain it. I'm sure people are going to keep calling me a cunt and a whore. I'm sure there's going to be those people who are, because I'm a girl, because I'm a girl. There's nothing else to be said about that. You know, what can I say other than you can go fuck yourself, seriously. I don't care. You know, if you don't agree with me, say something intelligent. Stop calling women cunts. Seriously. Seriously, I would say that makes you the biggest one in the world, but I would never say that to another human being. I really hope that anyone who's ever said anything like that, not just to me, but anyone, can get help for themselves and better their life, because you are hurting inside. Right, Butters? Do you want to say bye, Butters? You want to say bye? Okay. Okay. Okay, bye, Butters. Bye. Okay, how are we going to get the camera off the bed? Because we got the balance thing going. We'll use this hat. And we can grab the back of the hat. Wait, don't move, don't move. Ready, ready, ready. Oh, we almost lost it. Wait.